Oakland has gone from a community at play to a community at home. These are the stories and experiences of our Oakland residents while we are all home alone, but still in this together.
My name is Jasmene Miranda. I live in District 3 of the Telegraph portion of, I guess you would say, downtown Oakland, Pill Hill. I'm a proud teacher at Fremont High School, and luckily for me, I'm able to work from home.
Like, what's that like? I mean, you're teaching without a classroom.
Working from home has been a struggle. I teach digital media literacy, and filmmaking classes. I have a lab of all these Mac computers that my students utilize on a daily basis. And I've had to realize that a lot of my students cannot do the work that was scheduled for the remainder of this school year because they do not have access to these Mac computers. So I've had to find creative ways around teaching my content area and spend a lot of time researching apps that can either be used on Chromebooks, tablets, or cell phones.
What about the kids who don't have access to technology and or the internet even? Talk to me about how you're dealing with that population.
Well, our district has been very responsive with creating a plan to ensure that our students have computers. Our students have picked up these Chromebooks, and yes, they may have cell phones, but a lot of times, you'll have a large percentage of students whose cell phones are actually not on. Like they actually, they use our school Wi-Fi when they're at school. And so I cannot have distance learning teaching digital media if my students do not have access to the internet. Our teams are working on that, but there's just a delay.
As a teacher, what are the biggest problems quarantine has brought to light?
Inequity, the digital divide. I knew they existed, but just inequity. Also, just super, concerned about not having that connection with my students. A lot of students confide in their teachers, the staff members at their schools. There are things that we can notice and we can step in and we can assist with. To not have that connection is really difficult.
Yeah, I read something you wrote earlier, how the school is the great equalizer. And, to not have that facility that kind of levels the playing field for the kids who have access to stuff versus the kids who don't. Yeah. And even with the school lunches, and what's your experience been like with that situation?
The Alameda County Food Bank also partners with school sites. The days that they're there, they have to turn people away. Our numbers are really high when it comes to food distribution. Shout out to the school security officers and the nutritional services team because they are working hard. I'm glad that our district has really stepped it up and understand that our students need nutrition services. And I'm proud of what they're doing. And I'm really grateful for the Alameda County Food Bank.
So how many people are you sheltering with? How many adults, how many kids?
I have one other adult, and a 2-year-old that I'm sheltering with.
So what kind of things are you doing as a family to get through these times?
Right now, my daughter is an essential worker. So she works for the transportation department. So she has to go into work. When we are home together, we will throw on a really good comedy and just laugh all your emotions out. And I think meals are super important too. Sharing meals with one another has been really, really helpful.
What do you miss the most, and what frustrates you the most?
I really miss my students. They are comedians. They are awesome commentators. who will put, I feel like, anybody on the Daily Show to shame. I really miss those kids.
What societal changes do you envision that'll come from this when this is over?
I hope that people realize that regardless of your income status, your education level, that we are all vulnerable and human. And so what I hope that does is I hope that it places people in a position to realize that we need to be better to one another. We need to take care of one another. We need to stop throwing our vulnerable population away just because you want to live in this hip city. I hope that people do not easily forget that we can all be taken down with a single cough, right?
Right.
So I hope that we're just better people at the end of this.
Thanks, Jazz, for doing your part to flatten the curve. And hopefully we'll all be able to, shake hands, hug, and get outside and see some people soon. So thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
If you are an Oakland citizen and would like to share your Home Alone Together story, please email us at ktop@oaklandca.gov.